Hi everyone, Alba here. This is going to be the Tomb of the Shadow Lord. It's the Warforged sitting by himself, and the quest is on the far right in the second cluster of quests in Acropolis. This is meant for 2 players at least, but we're going to do it with a hireling. The type of hireling doesn't really make a difference, but should be somebody who can take care of himself. So don't bring a gimpy hireling, especially not an elite. To get past this barrier, you have to talk to the Shadow Lord. Two main things to know about this quest is 1, make sure you've got some kind of weapon who can deal damage to incorporeal creatures, or you're gonna have a terrible time with all this mischance. 2nd, they do a lot of dispel magic, so if you're using clickies, make sure you've got plenty of them. And last, make sure you bring restoration, because of the stat damage will drive you crazy. Anyways, here, pulling the switch triggers the first fight. So I'm going to pull the switch to make sure I get the mobs before I move on. I don't want my hireling to be pulling a switch and swamped by a whole bunch of monsters. Killing the monsters over here will open up these gates. And again, pulling the switch will spawn some monsters, so even though I'm not going to go through the gate right away, I'm going to still pull it so I can get rid of all the trash that spawns. Anyways, I'm going to stand, make sure that I'm close enough to the switch. Also try to stand close to the door, let's see soon why, and position my hireling. I'm putting him on attack, just in case monsters come and attack him, he'll defend himself, he won't just stand there and die. And now I'm checking that he's in proper range, and made sure that he's moved the switch at least once. So hopefully when I tell him to activate next time, he'll activate the thing he activated last, who was that switch. But just to be sure, I'm selecting it with the select next. I'm going to tell him to open up the gate for me. I'm going to go through the top.
The Lord's voice seems to come from nowhere. Be on your toes in this chamber. Creatures of darkness can come from anywhere.
Now, there's a switch here on the wall. You can see that big white banner I'm facing right now. There's a hidden door with a ladder and a chest. So watch carefully. There it was, it just slid open, and now you can see, if I do select next, I can see the chest. That's how you open the switch. Now here, the switch on the other side of the door is the one I want my hireling to target. It's a little bit tricky what I'm trying to do over here, but it's pretty cool anyways. What I'm trying to do is open up the door for the hireling and then tell the hireling to pull the switch on the other side of the door, effectively making him run through the door. As you can see here, he's made it to the other side, and now I'm going to tell him to stay put. Here I'm pretending that the hireling was a real person, and making him do it the way that the game was intended, meaning you open up the gate for the other player and he goes through. Anyway, there's a big switch over here, lowers the bridge that will allow the players who are on the other side to pass. Now this switch is locked. It gets unlocked by a switch who's on their side. It means they need to go to the end, pull a switch, who unlocks the switch for the bridge, and then I let them pass. This is meant to be done with a few players, as I mentioned before, but we're going to show you how to bypass all of that. As you can see, it's locked, it's red. Here we go. If I select next, I can see the lever that the party needs to pull for me to unlock the lever for the bridge. So I'm going to tell my hireling to activate it. He's going to come running down this hallway. Here he comes. All these monsters running after him. That's why I said it should be somebody who can hold his own and doesn't instantaneously die. As soon as he pulls it, it's going to no longer be highlighted. That's how I'll know he successfully pulled it. And there we go. Now I'm going to run down. Now this lever is turned green. Now I can lower the bridge. That's that. That's the way it was intended to be done. That's the method I'm showing over here. Now, this might seem a little convoluted to you and a little complicated, and it is, but it's just way too cool not to show off. So at the end of this video, I'll be showing off the bonus method, who, let's be honest, is going to be probably the method you're going to use. Would be the method that I would use in any case, and it's much simpler, but it's not as flamboyant and as fun as this one. So stick around to the end if you want to see the more reasonable method of completing this first room. Once you made it to the staircase, this is the intersection where both parties would meet up again. So since we've already unlocked the bridge, we can actually backtrack into the previous area.
I'm a great fan of the Shadow Knight sculptures. Not all are just stone.
I'd like to point out that you don't actually have to do this. If you just get your hireling to let you through the door on the right, just walk to the end and go through the door and you can continue on. You don't need to do all this extra stuff. This is only if you want the extra optional chest. Over here too, there's a lever, and behind that banner, the door will slide open. It's very hard to see, but if you walk around the rim of this room, you can jump in and get an extra chest. So there's 2 extra chests in this starting area. And I just wanted to show how you can get both of them. I'm going to park my hireling here so he doesn't get killed by mistake. I need him for later to pull some levers. Anyways, here I'm just backtracking through the other side to get all the breakables, the extra spawning monsters, and just to show how the rest of the room looks. This is where my hireling was before. This was the switch to be pulled to unlock the switch for the bridge. Right on the other side of this pole is the switch that opens up that wall. You can barely see it, but there's a ladder hidden on the wall behind this white banner. And this is the second secret chest. Yeah, this is all the way back to the start. Anyways, here I am heading back on track past this first staircase. Now we're gonna go to the next area. Anyway, once you meet this mini boss, you're up to the next pair of switches where you need your hireling to pull. These switches need to be pulled at the same time. So I'm going to show you how to time them so you get them both at the same time.
The door to advance is sensitive to timing. Precision is key.
As always, I'm going to first clear out the area because I want to make sure that my hireling doesn't get attacked by a whole bunch of monsters and dies. So just to make sure, I pull the switch. If anything needs to spawn will spawn, I'll get rid of it. Once the area is clear, I'll get my hireling. Okay, once I've checked and made sure that he activates the switch, now I'm going to go to the other side. Here we go. Now, if I tell the hireling to activate the switch while I'm looking at this one, we'll run all the way around and try to activate it. So I turn around, that way he'll activate the one on his side, and then I turn back around and activate mine. And that's it. If you don't, as I just said, you'll say activate, he'll leave his post, run all the way around and come to pull your switch. It's really dumb, but that's what you need to do. Turn around so you're not facing it. Anyways, now we're up to the next set of levers where one opens up the other. I mean, they don't have to be pulled at the same time, but each side lets one of the other sides go through. Again, I'm just going to pull the switch, make sure nothing spawns before I put my hireling down. This time there's no convoluted bridge mechanic where you need to pull a switch to unlock a switch for a bridge. It's just one switch, so I'm just going to stay on the right. I was just checking if anything spawns. Got my lever selected, up the top. I'm telling my hireling to let me through on the right side.
The Lord's voice urges you forward. Now only Neptawi's chamber remains.
This is very similar to before. Again, whoever's on the right has to unlock the switch for the bridge, but it's not locked this time. You just can pull it right away, so. Now you can already backtrack. There's nothing else you need to do. There's 2 secret rooms, one on each side. It has a specter. I don't know what happened to the specter. I think he thinks it's Super Mario, so if I'm looking at him, he pretends not to move. Whatever. Something it triggers him, but I'm not sure what it is. This intersection, if you keep on straight, it'll take you towards the end, but I'm going to take a right turn on the map and go backtrack through the other area. Again, to get the breakables, get all the kills, just so I can feel like I experienced the entire quest. I didn't like skip half of it because the other side of the party went through it. Like I said, this side also has a shrine in the secret room. Here I'm going to go across the bridge that I lowered with the switch that I activated when I was down at the bottom. This should bring me all the way back to the start of this area. Here you go, there's my hireling waiting for me. I've done a complete loop, covered all of the area. Now I can head towards the end. Here, I don't know what activated him, but I guess triggering some kind of line death sort of next to the entrance. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming the other one is active now also, but I'm not going to go back to kill it. Here's the final area. Last couple breakables, some mobs, and again there's 2 switches and you need to be pulled at the same time. So again, you're going to have to make sure you time them. As always, I'm going to pull the switch just to make sure that nothing spawns so it doesn't kill my hireling. And I'm going to make sure my hireling actually pulls it. So when I tell him to activate it again, he'll pull that. pull that lever, and then right away I'm going to pull this one. And there we go.
The Lord's voice aggressively demands. Now slay the
Now the final boss again
Shadow's guardian and
is
finish
a mummy.
this.
You can put Mummy Rot, who needs to be disabled with remove curse and remove disease. The order is CD, cursed and disease. And here just getting the last few breakables before I kill the boss.
The
That was that.
Lord seems pleased. Kala was right about you. If we fail, you may have the power to destroy Nereza.
You can do it in much less than 20 minutes if you run just straight to the end. Don't waste time on the extra objectives. Here I'm just showing the turn-in because I got a nice surprise. I got a collapsed portable hole. Okay, anyways, as I told before, I'm going to show off now a bonus method. Once you've cleaned the first area, I'm going to go down to the bottom, place my hireling. Checking that he activates it properly, and now I'm going to go up top. Also, I'm making him stand still. In this particular case, he's not going to have to fend for himself. I just don't want him to move. Anyways, he lets me through, and all I'm going to do is going to pull the switch here. I'm going to open up the circuit wall so I can get access to the chest.
Creatures of darkness can come from anywhere.
Now I'm going to ask him to activate the switch again. There he is. Pull the switch for me and let me back out. Now we're going to change sides. I'm going to make sure he stands up here while I go down to the bottom. Again, once I've confirmed that he can pull the switch, I'm going to go down and ask him to let me through. Here we go. Now, I've made it to the bottom part. I can right away go get this chest I've just opened. Secret door. This would be a time to clear out this area if I wanted to. I'm not spending time over here right now. I just want to show the method. Anyways, this is the switch. We'll unlock the switch for the bridge downstairs. Anyways, if you look down at the bottom, you can see now that the switch for the bridge is turned green. So now I can head back. You could use, by the way, DDO if you had it. There's actually a level, I think a level 11 hireling, or fighter, who has DDO. But you could also get your hireling to open the door for you. Or if you're really desperate, you could just recall out of the quest. You lose some XP, but still as effective if you want to get back to the start. Anyways, again, I'm going to put my hireling down at the bottom, and now go back through the top. So it's a little back and forth. There's one thing you should know about this method, and it's this. Sometimes when you tell your hireling to activate it, he tries to walk through the door and activate the switch on the other side. So you'll have to go and select the lever for him. I'm doing select next. That's the one on the right side of the door. That's the one on the left side of the door. Anyway, this should be good. Now I'm on the other side. I'm on the right side, and I can continue on my way. The bridge lever, as I said already before, is unlocked. Again, you don't really have to unlock it at this point. I'm just doing it for the sake of completionists. This whole thing is extra. All you need to do is get your hireling to be on the left and go through the right and just go to the end. You're done. You don't need anything more than that. But if you want the chest and the sense of doing the whole quest and getting all the breakables and all the kills, so this is the method.
I'm a great fan.
Anyways, once you're here to the staircase, you're done. So you've achieved what you came for and you can continue on. That's basically it. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you know anybody who likes it, maybe share it. Anyways, take care. Bye.